Welcome to a brand new podcast once again, and this is the Oracle 19, and my name is Greatness. And thank you guys for the donations that you make, the blessings, the continued support, and keep supporting the machine. You can support through PayPal, Evolution of London at gmail.com. So once again, that's evolutionoflondon at gmail.com. We do have a GoFundMe page, which is listed in the description box. The Oracle 19 is on all major platforms, which is Anchor.fm, Google, Apple, Spotify, iTunes, just to name a few. We're on all major platforms. And you will find our information in the description box on all major platforms. You can just Google the Oracle 19 podcast and the information will pop up. And again, music is by Cheap Limousine on YouTube, Cheap Limousine channel. And his channel, you can, once you go to his channel, there's links to his other social media sites where he have a lot of beats that you can listen to. So Cheap Limousine channel. And speaking about YouTube, check us out, Greatness 19 channel, where we have over 150 different videos on knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, things to open up your third eye. So that's that is Greatness 19 channel. And also we have a health and wellness channel, which is Mr. Evolution of London. That's our health and wellness channel. And again, subscribe to all three channels. Like, share, subscribe to all the channels. And pass the word. Once again, puff, puff, pass. For all you smokers out there. I'm not one of them, but it is what it is. Again, you can shop online. Our baby shopping mall, evolutionoflondon.com. That's our baby shopping mall where we have a wide range of different products. Clothing, men's, ladies, kids, accessories, household products, perfume, cologne, just to name a few. So check us out at www.evolutionoflondon.com. Again, our other website, www.evolution.org. Once again, www.evolutionoflondon.org. There we have custom products, accessories, and digital products as well. And speaking about digital products, our ebooks and software website, royalty9.gumroad.com. So once again, that's royalty9.gum, G-U-M, road, ROAD.com. So definitely you can check us out as well. We do have a Patreon channel, which we have videos that is not on YouTube. And we're going to be posting a lot more on a bi-weekly basis. You can check us out at www.patreon.com/Evolution of London. And that's our website, our social media, Patreon channel, where you can check us out for exclusive videos, and more will be coming as well. And we have different links to other sites. All of this is in our description box as well, so definitely check us out, and it's all detailed in the description box. Support Mr. Will. Mr. Will is a fitness consultant for over 15 years, and you can email him at williesfitness99@gmail.com. So that's Willies, WILLYZ, fitness99@gmail.com. And also, you have a website, www.wjaaccessories.com. So once again, that's www.wjaaccessories.com. Wide range of different products, custom products as well. And also, multiraffles.com. That's again, multiraffles.com. It's not a charity. They are a web-based platform provider that helps nonprofits raise money using raffles. The company is looking for multiple affiliate business partners throughout North America to help them sign up for nonprofits who would be interested in using their web-based fundraising raffle tool. Affiliates will not be soliciting companies for money. Revenue will be generated by nonprofit organizations, individual fundraising teams, and other means of marketing. And again, there's more information in the website as well. And you can email Jeff, affiliatesforgood@gmail.com. Once again, that's affiliatesforgood@gmail.com. And you can ask for Jeff. Now, any other information, again, like I said, you like and subscribe to the channel. You'll find it in our description box. So definitely check that out. So today we're going to talk about cloning. Yes, you heard it right. Cloning. Pros and cons. And also we're going to talk about do you think human cloning exists? And I'm going to give you my perspective. And again, it's going to sound like Fantasy Island or Twilight Zone information for all you old heads. But just giving my perspective. Now, here's something that we all can agree. Cloning does exist within food. And you have what they call genetically modified food. And major companies they make billions of dollars from genetically modified food. Now, a lot of people don't have a problem with genetically modified food. And I break that down for maybe the people that don't know. Now, genetically modified food, and I use the example. Now, nowadays you have seedless foods, like seedless cucumbers, seedless oranges, seedless watermelons, just again to name a few. Now, the question you have to ask yourself, are these products really healthy for you? Now, a lot of people don't pay attention to it because you just see the foods at your local store and you just feel that, okay, it's seedless, it's cheap, let me grab it. Now, again, genetically modified foods, and if you can always Google it. Now, people would think there's pros and cons to this. One, as population grows, you need more food for the people. at a faster rate. 2, during the seasons that certain foods is not produced, with these genetically modified foods, it's good it always be available all year round. So people have that perspective. But then the question you have to ask yourself, are these foods healthy long term? Now again, a lot of people on the flip side, I'm giving you both sides, will say, heck, I'm gonna die anyway. So this is the closest, I'm just gonna eat something close to healthy and go from there because heck, I'm gonna die anyway, once again. A lot of people take that attitude. Well, yeah, you could die by getting hit by a car. Or, anything can happen to you. That's just, it is what it is. But you really got to look at, still, your body is a temple. I try to take this approach. Your body is a temple. You should do the best you can to preserve your body while you're here on this planet Earth. Now, how have I eaten seedless foods? Of course. I've cut corners. Hey, listen, I'm human, give me a break. But I still try to strive to look for the best foods. Because nowadays they pumping a lot of seedless products, a lot of genetically modified products. And again, it's hard to avoid it. But it's a major company that have their hands in genetically modified foods, Monsanto, Monsanto, You can always Google that company. It's a major company that deals with genetically modified crops, seeds. And a lot of pharmaceutical companies, they have their hands into this business of genetically modified seeds and products, crops in general. DuPont, Bayer, just to name a few. And to get deeper, now you take this as fact or fiction. I'm just going to throw it out there. A lot of these pharmaceutical companies have their research labs in Central or South America, overseas, and in general, because there they could be under the radar, where they can have their research. That is, if they had it in America or Western society, it would be illegal. So a lot of pharmaceutical companies are in Panama, just as an example. And you can Google that. Now, what does that mean? A lot of, again, in these research, they call it R&D, research labs, research and development laboratories. A lot of experiments and testing are started there. And then after, this is usually the cycle of pharmaceutical companies. They have to go to R&D labs, be tested, and then from there it will go to quality control, then quality assurance, so forth. But I'm not going to get too deep with that. Now, in terms of cloning, again, cloning does exist. In my opinion, and I'm going to get to, I'm breaking down, starting with the seeds, and we're going to go to the animals and humans. Now, we, again, all could agree that cloning does exist with seeds. So we all could agree to that. Now, we also could agree that animals was cloned. Dolly, the sheep, over 20 years ago, there was a sheep that was cloned, and they named that sheep Dolly. Now, do modern day scientists have the capacity to clone animals? The answer obviously is yes. And that's a proven fact, like I mentioned. Seeds, animals. Now, do we know the extreme? How many animals throughout the world are being cloned? Classified information. We don't know. But we all could agree that there's research labs throughout the world, and I mentioned R&D, that perform testing. And cloning does exist with animals. So we can agree with that. Okay, walk with me. I'm building now. So now we obviously could agree that cloning does exist with seeds. Cloning exists with animals. Now, can cloning exist with humans? Now that's the next question. Can cloning exist with humans, or can humans be cloned? The answer is yes, obviously, because if you have the technology to clone seeds, and if you have the technology to clone pets / animals, then obviously you have technology to clone humans. So the next question, are humans being cloned today? Some people will say yes, some people will say no. Now, this is alleged. You can Google this. www.arabianbusiness.com. Once again, www.arabianbusiness.com. There was a doctor named Dr. Zanvos. Hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Zavos. Back in 2004, in the Middle East, it was his laboratory in the Middle East. It was alleged that first human embryo was cloned. Alleged. You have to decide. You finish the story. Now, you can take that as fact or fiction. I'll leave that up to you. There's a company called Clonad. Clonaid. Clonad. It was based in Montreal, Canada. we're going to say allegedly. And they have a facility now in the Bahamas. Allegedly. Under a different name. I'm just going to say allegedly. You can Google, and that might lead you on to the information you need. There's also, they're under a company called Biofusion Tech Incorporated. Biofusion Tech Incorporated. Now, that's something you have to really look into. You have to research. I say fact or fiction because, again, you can't perform cloning, human cloning, legally in Western society. But the question you have to ask yourself, fact or fiction, why companies, and a lot of times these companies call themselves as biotechnical or technology companies or gene technology companies. They have many terminologies. And the point I'm making is, why are these companies in remote places? Why there's these laboratories in South Central America or the Caribbean islands, or let's say the Middle East? The question you have to ask yourself, why? My personal opinion, because you can get away with a lot more. The laws in these locations is very loose. And these smaller countries, you can get away with a lot more. My personal opinion. What's yours? So, the question again you have to ask yourself, if scientists have the capability to duplicate seeds for consumption, they could clone animals, and what makes you think they cannot clone humans? And then to double down on that, what makes you think they're not cloning humans? Body parts, the cells for heart transfers, for procreation. What makes you think they're not doing this on a greater scale? Now, this is society. It is what it is. You guys got to pay attention really to what's going on. Google this information, and then you'll come to your own conclusion. At the end of the day, you have to pay attention to these things. Now, if modern science have this capability, what makes you think they might not clone for evil purposes? I'm sure there's different movies, different documentaries that talk about cloning that you have a little bit of knowledge about. That's why I'm taking this nice and slow. I'm not rushing this podcast. I'm just step by step. Just giving you my perspective, something to think about. Is modern day science benefiting you? Or are they out here to destroy you through cloning? And how deep is the government involved in cloning? Now, private companies working together with government, are they here to benefit you? Because government not necessarily can do things, but private companies such as pharmaceutical or chemical companies can. And I did mention earlier in the conversation about companies that deal with, example, genetically modified seeds, foods in general. So guys, you just pay attention to the sign of the times. Pay attention to science. Pay attention to the foods that you eat. Research. Not everything in science is good for you, or not everything in science is beneficial for you. So pay attention. Because one day, there might be a person that looks just like you. Something to think about.
Level 0.